Last week, I had been scheduled for another appointment, originally for a follow-up on a procedure. Since I just turned 17, the doctor had discussed with my dad that this appointment would be my first transition appointment, and he wouldn't be allowed to be present. I was so used to having my mom there with me doing all the talking, my background, how everything started, reoccurring symptoms, and so on, that at first I didn't know what to say or do. It took a while, but eventually I started to open up and find my own voice. By then, I was able to talk about my arthritis from my own perspective. When I was 4 years old, my parents noticed that I had swelling in my knees and that I was limping. I remember them comparing me to the way Terry Fox walked. I can't remember much, but I do remember the intense pain and constant visits to the hospital. It became so intense that it eventually led to my first injections. In elementary school, the pain was so intense, but I began to learn how to live with it. I'd miss morning classes one day and afternoon classes the next from the amount of appointments. In junior high, I can recall when my mom wrote my teacher explaining why I may not be participating in activities like everyone else because of my arthritis. Some of the teachers were skeptical, but one in particular couldn't understand how a person so young could have a condition that was for old people. My mom was really frustrated, but at the time it didn't bother me because I wasn't the one who had to do the explaining. That all changed when I went to high school. My mom wasn't there to write notes to my teachers anymore. I had to start explaining to my friends and teachers about my condition and how it had both previously and presently affected me. Again, many were skeptical at first, but with time, many started to understand with the more explaining that I did. Over my high school journey, I have been able to talk more independently about how I feel, both physically and emotionally. I was given the opportunity to take part in many art and arthritis events and meetings and studies with the Arthritis Society. The last one that I attended was a painting workshop at the hospital. I have never really been artistic or interested in the arts, but going to this workshop took my mind off the pain. I got to meet new people living similarly to me and hear their stories. This, in my way, was giving back to the arthritis community and to all the doctors that have helped me immensely along the way. In my current situation of being a 17-year-old, I have to start finding my own voice in both the healthcare world and life. Even though it can be frustrating at times, I am learning to accept the fact that I am living with this situation, and I am excited to see where my life goes from here.